It's the roll-up, it's the vibes, reporting live out of the 561. We're calling this episode of the vlog Elevation. We had to make some transitions. In that transition, I wanted to go with a legend. So I went with a 561 legend, a Kane legend, a guy that broke Michael Irvin's freshman record and would have been an all-pro Hall of Fame NFL player, but the only thing could stop him was a health condition, a medical condition, but none other than Ahmmon Richards.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's going on?
Man, just, super excited for this move. All of this matters. Diversity matter, representation matter, and we embody that at the RollUp Network. We trying to take things to a new level. I wanted to bring in somebody that was, could give great perspective from a player's position, from recruiting to playing the game to the X's and O's in every aspect, man. So I had a list, me and the team got together. We started formulating this list of, where do we go and how we take the Miami side of this platform to a new level. And it was some big names on that list, going over with the team. And big name, I would say, like just, follow accounts. We considering everything, legacy, all of that. But in my mind, the top guy is the guy I got on the couch. I was like, man, I want Ahmmon Richards for a lot of different reasons. Young guy, entrepreneur. He embodies everything that we want to do when it pertains to the RollUp Network. So welcome aboard, bro. Excited to have you and excited to be doing this endeavor with you, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. When you hit me up, some things clicked because I was just like, I'm always online and I'm, giving feedback about the games or just like our team in general, just Miami as a program. I'm always speaking about it, I guess via text, on Twitter and stuff. But now with the opportunity to kind of talk about it and kind of go in depth, really present a different side of Miami, I'm excited about it. It's been something I've been interested in as far as like getting into this industry for a while now. I went to school for this type of stuff, so it's crazy that give it a couple years and I get to dive into it my first try. So I know we're gonna kill it. I'm excited for it.
We're about to kill it, man. A lot of things ain't gonna change when it pertains to the rivalry banter. We're gonna keep that going, man. We're gonna be objective and hold each other programs accountable in the big three. And the coach is gonna be everything. But most importantly, man, we're going to take the perspective, like I said, we're going to announce the Florida State guy later on in this vlog, but the perspective is going to be very key. What's your journey been like, before we talk a little bit more media, what's your journey been like post-football?
So it's been crazy. A lot of grinding, a lot of running around, different things, but once I got injured, after like a year of just kind of, I guess, call it feeling sorry for yourself, just kind of trying to figure out next path.
Right.
I went the agency route, started doing that marketing for players and all that good stuff. Then we went, wanted to kind of take it bigger, wanted to kind of start representing on a full scale. Went there, then got approached by another, company. They wanted us to, come in like a joint endeavor with them. So that's currently in the works still. So then after that, I was approached again for College Hunks, which at the time I never heard of it. It's a moving company, do moving and junk removal, franchise. So right now that's currently what I'm actively doing, getting that ramped up, and that's a grind in itself because that's an industry I've never been in. I had no knowledge of it. So I'm still learning every day. So we're getting that running, but it's a franchise. So once that's rolling, it's kind of like a well-oiled machine. So.
For sure. What's your mindset going into this media? Because this is you went to school for it, but jumping into it, and we're not just Silk is not anybody's boss, man. We're business partners going into this endeavor. So, what's your mindset heading into this, man?
I'm excited. It's new, so it's kind of like the unknown as far as like But the way my mind thinks is that I feel like I'm very creative, and sometimes like my mind started to venture off into a lot of different things. That's why you see I'm always interested in doing a lot of different things. Before this, that's just the way my mind thinks. So I think, it's gonna be great. I'm excited to run around, shoot a lot of good content, that I think that people will enjoy, more importantly. And then, just kind of giving people just a different lens, and just some feedback, obviously as a former player, I can I feel like break down whether it's games or just relationships or just talking to someone one-on-one, you might get a different response from from guys. So I think I'm excited to just kind of see that kind of formulate and what that can turn into. You know, like I told you, I think it could be bigger than even what I'm thinking. Well, once I see the vision in something, like, and I see something like, you know, worth, you know, the value in it, I'm all hands on deck, you know. So if it's driving, you know, Miami here, no problem. You know, it don't matter. You know, wake up a little early, get here, knock it out. You know, plus podcasts, I do feel like that's where the world is kind of going. Like that's what's in right now, and you know, I just like being able to speak my mind on, you know, what I feel. You know, I think that's the, you know, greatness in a podcast. You're unfiltered. One of the reasons I was doing some stuff with NBC 6, you know, and I kind of didn't really like it because I didn't really like reading off the teleprompters, and, you know, kind of just, I felt like I couldn't be me, you know, and I'd just be a fool. I'd just be lying to everybody if I was doing something, you know, like that. So I feel like a podcast gives you more, you know, voice, you know, and you kind of control the narrative, you know, on whatever you're speaking about, and you just be you, you know. Well, for sure, I do think it'd be one of the best podcasts out, for sure. When you talk about all three fan bases, whether, you know, we argue about it or not, but all three fan bases make each other as one, you know, so all the arguing and all that different stuff, I do think, you know, it's going to have it's like a good competitive edge, you know, it's going to give all the fan bases, and I think it's going to connect everyone, you know, whether they're arguing or not, you know, we're all going to be on one platform. So I do think, you know, long term, a year from now, seeing that and seeing the numbers behind it is going to be crazy. This is more in depth. The Miami location, you know, like I said, I want to have the highest numbers. You know, I want to be number one. You know, so I want to make it a competition within the three fan bases. You know, so that's my internal goal. And I just, you know, just obviously playing football. That's just how my mind think. I find ways to be competitive, and you know, because that's when I feel like I'm at my best. So sometimes you got to make an argument just so you can push yourself to that next level. You know, so that's just how my mind works. So. You know, and then just the third one, you know, just anything I do if I'm involved in, I always try to do, you know, and bring my best, whether it's football, business world, you know, joining the network, you know, I always try to come, you know, and get the best out of me, you know, so I'm not the type of guy that, you know, join something or do something and then I kind of, you know, half-ass it, you know, because I feel like once I'm committed to something, you're gonna get my best. You might have me doing stuff that is I'm not obligated to do it, but I'm gonna do it just cause that's the type of person I am. I go, you know, you tell me to do 10, I'm gonna do 20 just cause.
It's a good question, isn't it?
It is, cause business is hard. You know, people see it and they see like, you know, the titles and all that stuff, but you know, when you really run a company, you know all the, you know, you everything falls on your shoulders, right? And if you're not someone that can deal with the good, the bad, you know, you're not gonna make it, you know, so, you know.
The boss is the last person to get paid.
Last person, everybody, trust me, there's been times, you know, we working and we looking at, you know, payroll and you gotta make a sacrifice, like, all right, I'm not paying myself this month, I'm gonna have to do it next month. And you gotta make ends meet, cause you still got your family to take care of, you still got, you know, a mortgage or rent, car payments, all that stuff still got to get done, but sometimes you got to make that sacrifice for the greater good of the business. And I feel like, you know, sometimes employees might not realize that, you know, understandably so, but, you know, just respect to, you know, the business side of things, man, it's a grind, you know, so taking that mindset here, you know, that's what we was talking, and notice I didn't even go into like really, you know, negotiating about this amount, whatever the case may be, because I see the long-term picture. And I understand what it's like being a businessman. You trying to create something big, and you don't want people handicapping, you know, the business, you know, being selfish. So, you know, there's certain things, you know, you just got to sacrifice for the greater good as a team or organization. And that's what I'm about.
Man, you gave me some gas and inspiration right there, bro. That was good conversation.
No,
bro.
that's true though. Like,
that's truth.
I didn't, you know, I didn't been on the other end of it where, you know, you're paying someone X amount and you're looking at numbers and they not willing to budge or they're not willing to help out, you know, for the greater good. So it's like you end up stuck.
Right.
You know, so I didn't see people run out of business doing it like that. You know, and that person, they go get another job and you stuck. And you looking crazy, you didn't spend $300,000-$400,000, you done, you know, and you got to live with that. So that's why I got a different perspective on stuff now. I'm like, don't be that person. You know what I'm saying?
Another reason this is super important, it's been, the Miami part of the network, just to be transparent and 100, just with the fans. Even the fans know it's been down a little bit. We lost a legendary host of the past with Miami, and it's a different market down there. I troll very good, so I know there's some people and fans down there that hate my guts, but I don't think it's about me per se. And I wanted to bring somebody on that makes that Miami part about them. And I think people are gonna support Ahmmon for who Ahmmon is. Yeah. It don't matter if Silk got good jokes about Miami. Right. People are gonna want to support Ahmmon because this is the poster child. This is the fans' favorite right here, bruh. So, I'm gonna get out of the way and let him do him. That's his platform.
And that's the thing that we talk, like, I think people gotta sometimes, I guess, in this rivalry, right? Sometimes people don't understand how to separate the two. If you talking about Miami or we're supporting Miami, if I'm giving feedback or whatever about Miami, they might say, oh, Silk, X, Y, and Z, like, I don't want to watch it, but you're right. I'm kind of, narrowing that gap, because sometimes you got to understand there's real life and then there's social media and there's fun and, there's a difference, So
right.
When you separate it two and you really taking the information and the value for what it is, I think people are going to see that. They're going to be like, okay, like, he's trolling, because he's a UF fan and that's what you're supposed to do to a rival fan base.
Right.
But when we're talking about feedback about a game and this and that, there's a difference, So, sometimes people, they get a little too serious and, they get a little butthurt. I get it, fanatic, that's what you're supposed to do. So, hopefully, I know this going to kind of, separate the two and people are going to start to,
Man, this is going to a new level. We're going to we deal with the fanatics too. That's why, so I get the passion and I get, it'd be one thing if I didn't get why people hated me. I understand it a little bit, I'm an understandable guy, I get it. But we're going to get away from, not away, but I think we're going to go past just dealing with fanatics with guys like you and who we're bringing on the platform. We're going to get some casual fans and some fans that have no idea what the RollUp network is, never seen this. I'm not naive. I don't think every Miami fan knows about this platform or every Gator fan. But I think with where we're taking it, we shooting TV shows. We call them a podcast, but we shooting TV shows. We're going to take it to a new level, man. So looking forward to it, bro. Yeah,
no, I'm excited, man. It's like I told you, when you first, reach out, I knew, like I was like, yeah, that's going to work, the setup of everything is legit, so.
We're going to keep working, keep grinding, man. It's the beginning.
It's the biggest.
It's definitely the biggest. That's fact.